Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of A Game Designer Plays here in the lab, where we stream the niche games you might have loved if you'd ever played them. I'm your host, CareLevelZero, and tonight we are continuing our playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations, a game that I did not play when it originally came out, and has had a recent remaster that we have, I've been enjoying it. It's been weird, it's been funny, it's been weird, it's been very weird. It's an Ace Attorney game, so no real surprise there. It's been fun to get the voice work in again. Been a little while. And Edgeworth is surprisingly actually decent as a protagonist. Although voicing him for long stretches is apparently more difficult than I might have expected. Yes, so many badgers. All the goddamn badgers. Oh, far too many badgers. But now we don't have to deal with badgers anymore. Now we're just getting whipped by a 13-year-old girl. So, I guess some people pay good money for that or something. Yeah, mushroom. Oh, yep, old memes came out to play with that one. No dealing with mushrooms. No mushrooms. No mushrooms, no old bag, no badger. No old bag in a badger outfit. None of those horrible things. We're free for the moment. So this is the last week of me being stuck with Babyface for HoboCast, thank goodness. So I'm going to look forward to finally having facial hair again. I was nearly done drafting the letter. Basically, I have a big announcement to make regarding some schedule specifics and why and whatnot, and I wasn't quite done before we started. But before we get to any of that, we'll cover two things. One, the schedule for the week. Oh, it's Ace Attorney Investigations. Big surprise. Persona 3 Reload on Friday. Big surprise. No changes. Big surprise. Let's just deal with the other elephant in the room up front. So you may have read something about Behavior Interactive, the creators of Dead by Daylight, acquiring a certain gaming studio very recently. That would be Red Hook, yes. And I am here to tell you absolutely fucking nothing. Is that clear? I have nothing to say on the situation at all whatsoever. I have survived past acquisitions at other companies. I shall maintain a state of cautious optimism. I trust Chris and Tyler to know what they are doing. And beyond that, if it comes up, I have a command to deal with it today. So, feel free to make use of that if it's needed. What situation? All I know is you play games here? Exactly. That is all we do, and there is definitely nothing else going on at any given point in time to do with my industry whatsoever. I want to hear nothing to succeed in what I was expecting. Well, I'm glad I could meet expectations. That is a good thing to do. Such wondrous information we've been gifted, that being fuck all. Exactly. And yes, you can laugh at me now, Reaper, after years of trying to get me to play Dead by Daylight. I see your master plan all along was to guarantee it by simply buying my employers. I don't know how you managed it, but I gotta admit, respect for the long game, dude. Respect for the long game. When is the Dead by Daylight stream? Shut up. I feel like I'm gonna have to now. Or wait, or am I actually not allowed to now? I might have to look into that. It's possible that I actually cannot play it now. That's interesting. Well, I guess I'll I will look into it. I don't know if I have to respect the same sort of rules exactly. Yes, there is Discord streams as the potential around it. Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's already been a week, and it's only Tuesday. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. I will say, though, that in the Darkest Dungeon Discord tomorrow at, I believe, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, Chris and Tyler are going to be doing a bit of an AMA, just Q&A stuff to talk to the community about what this might mean. And I would take their words over mine. So, you know, they know more than I do about this stuff. Yes, congrats, Reaper. You might have played yourself. Yeah, well, news. News is fun and interesting. It's yeah. Anyways, I just, you know, actually no, let's cover the most important part of it. I still have a job. Okay, that has not changed. I still have a job. I'm still very busy with Darkest Dungeon 2 stuff. I am still working on Kingdom stuff like that. I'm still doing. Everyone's still doing. So, you know, we got that at least. We did. We good. Oh, man. I feel like there was something else. Maybe it's just the schedule thing that I didn't get around to. So I guess I'll just flip it over and I'll try to remember what the hell I was doing. Yeah. In this, the year 2024, just having the job is yep, we do have that. That is good. Especially given the state of my industry in general. And if you've read any of the articles, you may know that part of the reason they've said they're doing this is enforce stability on both sides, which is pretty believable given everything going on. Hey, Toa, how's it going? Okie doke. Now, I need to remember where the hell we were and what we were doing. And what the hell were we doing? Oh, we stopped right between sections. We were in a game. That's usually a reasonable assumption, yes. All I was hoping to hear is that CLC still at a job. Yes, I do. And I'm still chipping away at Kingdom stuff. We good. Ooh, pumpkin bread and coffee. Nice. That officer appears to be having issues. Well, September 10th, 4:45 p.m., District Court, 3rd floor lobby. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Codopian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead. The case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. What's with the dude on the couch? That's a good question. He does not look like he's having a good nap over there. Wait. Who's gonna have to pay me more for what? Oh, start playing a David Cage marathon? Oh boy, you would have to pay me so much to suffer that. That is an entirely different suffering goal. Which does remind me, I did agree to stream Hildebrand finally. There was a lot of subbing last Friday. Things happened. Alcohol was involved. And yeah, I have to run Hildebrand content now. New suffering goal to choose. I'm not adding another one. We already hit my suffering goals. I've got enough suffering going on. Definitely want to see Hildebrand stream. Oh, it gets better, Van. Because while he was laughing at me, I informed my co-host that he was going to be part of it. Looks like you will have to wait just a little bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Codopian Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth. I will have you assigned to a different case. Oh, Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? They will consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. Yes, there is one summer event, in fact, where I did do 14. This is actually, I think, that was the day we originally tried to start Ghost Trick, and it wouldn't run for some reason. So I ended up doing an emergency 14 cast of the summer event that was going on, and actually had a bunch of community there for it. There were a surprising number of flying polar bears involved. I definitely still have a screenshot from it. Haven't even finished the last X-Pack, let alone Hildy stream. I haven't actually done any Hildebrand ever, so that'll be starting from the very beginning. I know there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. Have a good lurk, Blaze, I appreciate it. Which does remind me, the YouTube waiting room is up, so please, by all means, do me a favor and do a lurk so we can get ourselves some emotes over there eventually. We're about 2/3 of the way to the partner values again. I appreciate the lurking. I am 99% blind on Hildebrand. I only know of it at all because I watched some of the early stuff when Alora streamed it way back, and then I avoided it thereafter. I've seen enough to know, holy hell, what is this Suda 51 bullshit? Who is this naked man, and why is he suplexing another guy into the ground? So, you know, roughly all I need to know to play it. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Oh, wow. But, ow. Damn, I think my teacher just slaughtered me in public. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we are competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? Wow, and Miles just, like, unfazed by that brutality. Points to Edgeworth for that one, I gotta admit. That was really, really harsh. In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. What wouldn't? I am returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it I am not disturbed, save the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Yeah, what wouldn't be interesting? Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on the scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Phrasing, girl. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with the case, and also for me to review everything I've got, because I've forgotten all of it over the weekend. Right, prosecutor's badge. Obviously, the KG8 incident overview. Canadian Embassy staff member Manny Cochin found not guilty. The victim is CCU, who apparently is related. I was going to say is not related to that defender, but no, she was lying to us as a joke, and she is related. That woman. Hey, Arma, have a good lurk. Hope you get some rest. Detective Gumshoe's testimony. In the hall, on guard duty, other than a gunshot, didn't hear a struggle, and he claims he never saw anyone else, which isn't mentioned here. But the... the judge claims that he came by the hall and did not see Gumshoe at some point. Just wants more opportunities to whip him? Yes. Handgun found in Faraday's hand. A bullet that killed Rel was fired from a few yards away. Knife. Faraday brought this as evidence. Found in Rel's hand. What they don't mention is that the stab supposedly killed him instantly. Crime scene notes. Yeah. Approximately 4 p.m. Discovered immediately after gunshot was heard. Faraday died of knife stab to the chest immediately. Rel died of bullet wound to the chest. No gunpowder burn, so he was not shot at point blank. Might have lived for a little bit after being shot. And they died in a cuddle puddle. Faraday's fountain pen. Left-handed. Quality nib. Haven't really looked at it much. It seems Mr. Faraday was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens. Really? Because my papa uses fountain pens that are much, much nicer than this. The way he signs his name with those pens makes his skin look like pure art. Hey, Ringsang, how's it going? I'm surprised Mr. Von Karma has to sign anything. I thought he'd have a crest stamp made. This looks like a quality nib. Well, my ballpoint pen is much easier to write with. You're obviously still too young to appreciate the finer points of a fountain pen. And yes, that was a pun. Don't treat me like a child. I wouldn't have to if you would only grow up. That's a sim, that's all we were looking for. Okay. And we also know he had some ink smeared on his left hand, which is basically how we know he was left-handed. So weird that he's got the gun in his right hand. On the bag strewn on the floor of lobby number 2 has Faraday's blood on it, and that's what we've got for the moment. Along with just a lot of profiles of people. I miss you. Hey Ray Ray, how's prosecuting going today? Well, just getting started. Are you through the pick in the 14 channel order? I'll check that after the show then. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisco von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess it means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. Damn. Why are you whipping me? Because only 2 people are allowed to be whipped, and Gumshoe is out of reach. And Phoenix isn't here, so I guess 3 people. Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines in your forehead. And that... to ask of you? This girl is not good for our self-esteem. I'm trying to have a serious conversation here. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. Like what? Yeah, I know. Von Karma calling him worthless and he's just like, stone-faced. Her laughing in his face. And he's like, please stop it. Stop it, please. Yeah, the Lunar announcement was interesting. I'm super glad Freedom Wars is getting that remake. I can't say I've ever looked for a remaster of Lunar 1 and 2 because we kind of already had remasters on the PS1 era, and honestly, I still got functioning Sega CD copies of both anyways. Or at least now we'll have more recent takes on the actual good entries in the series, as opposed to the things that came after. Welcome. So I take it that you were acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Totally not jealous of you for having those. I have a handful of Sega CD games, and they're all RPG classics, pretty much. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. You know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I have heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, monsieur? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I'm just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Yeah, Soul Reaver remake's an interesting one too. A lot of unexpected older games suddenly coming back. Now let's talk about the time of the murder. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during all your sets? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. At least she's honest-ish? When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway of lobby number 2. I see. Francisco without sleeves, scandalous, right? And let's talk about Mackerel. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up. Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there was no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you know that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you are ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That is why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us one-comers. Oh, you're trying to get laughed at, Francisco. I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that you have not a single comment about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I am sorry. Forgive my rashness. Man, knowing your lawyer is totally not in your corner. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Ow. Just damn. Francisca? Be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be... There. I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Oh god damn it, stop hitting me! Oh man, she's just losing her nuts now. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Take it back, you are funny, I guess. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information. Namely, in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Well, first I gotta check on this guy. Hey buddy, you having some problems there? I can't stop the water, sir. It seems the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretend not to see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, the water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that officers should be covering. Let's give the officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. It sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. And you break a fountain by using it too much? I mean, I'm gonna assume that it's not entirely different from the way I break everything about my entire streaming system by not using it for 2 days. How you doing, Scarlet Fox? Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who'll make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job? It looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guy can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. This thing is so incredibly detailed. Made our modeling fanboys impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I could sense the superb quality of this model. I simply cannot comprehend how the man can feel so much love for such a trifle. Oh, I see. You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things. Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. Oh, good lord. Well, there's the comment that launched 1,000 fanfics. It is an incredibly detailed model, isn't it? I heard that it costs as much to make as it costs to build the courthouse itself. What was the point of making such an expensive model? I felt the exact same way upon hearing it. It is so hard to understand such foolishness. Agreed. Oh, good God, we actually agree on something. Don't hit me. Detective Gumshoe. She's still whipping him as they walk around? Probably. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Gumshoe's Fountain of Youth. I mean, Edgeworth looks like he's aged a little bit in that time, but not much. Gumshoe, though, you're right. His outfit has aged, but he hasn't. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are indeed the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
Have a heart, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is.
Oh, that's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, would you?
I would have done so even had you not requested me to, Detective.
But let's talk about your lack of motive for the murder.
Like his outfit when he's older? Yeah, it's a nice outfit. So, you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry?
Nah, I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. It turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department.
Maddie, thank you for 46 months in that T3 above and beyond. Welcome back. How you doing today?
And by the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the exact same thing in elementary school. What was that, like yesterday? As the first day of school every year, I would always wind up going to my older classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. Welcome back, Raven Pyro. And now, during the recess, we talk. Enjoying a wonderful day off? Ooh, that does sound nice. Oh, randomly, that reminds me. Well, days off, maybe they want to do on my days off, which is basically all the YouTube stuff, where we are also streaming, and I did finally get to upload a couple of the edited versions of more 13 Sentinels episodes, finally. You know, so my one viewer in Japan can watch it all. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom?
Earlier, around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal.
Thank you for the bits, BB guy. Or for eating ramen out of a bowl where I would not do ramen tubes. No, that sounds absolutely fucking vile. Why would you ruin good ramen that way? Hi, Johnny. For when he watches this one, everyone say hi, Daimyo.
Yeah, today's trial took a really crazy turn. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Ow. Yeah, your words sting worse than your whip, pal.
So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, And next step. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you would like to tell me?
Nope. Not a thing, pal.
Wow, how very believable of you. That is absolutely the face of a man who is not hiding anything at all. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Wait. No, you can't do that.
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Oh, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know.
And what is the open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Nah, hands off, pal.
Just show it to us already.
Yeah.
Oh. Annual bonus check within $5 total. Except there's no check inside. $5. Annual bonus for $5. Man, this game series is so friggin' cruel to this dude.
You had your luck. Now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. And I just got it and cashed it today. Literally no cash on me up until I did, you know? So the envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry. We'll throw it away for you later.
Whoa, no. Don't be doing that. I can totally understand the appeal of keeping, a record of your first, check in a job you really wanted, right? Like, it's kind of proof of you made the dream.
How could you?
Annual bonus envelope. Detective Gumshoe's annual bonus of $5 literally had no money on him until he cashed this. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. That's an interesting piece of information. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Oh, actually, I guess I'll talk to him and then I guess let's present his testimony. Let's talk about this. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct?
Hey, no mistake about it, pal.
F-14 joke, don't... Oh, good God. Yeah, honestly, you said goblin cheese, and all I could think of was, yes, it was torturous to have to do that entire goddamn set of quests. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct?
Yep. Not even a single ant passed through the hall while I was on duty. I don't know, man. There were a lot of ants there when we got there.
You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself?
Huh? Oh, what? Yeah, but it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. But the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine.
So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant's lobby is in order. Oh good, now I can finally look at all the ants and stuff. Are you creeping up on me, girl?
Ah, yo! Oh.
Excuse me, girl, why did you just put your boot up my ass? That is not what I was expecting. What is even happening?
But you have not noticed that coming.
The girl just played Hakaniwa Explorer. God damn it.
Oh.
Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks, that's exactly what I needed. I had to remember what her voice was for a moment. Kids can sometimes be so cruel.
It looks like she dropped something.
A Swiss roll. Swiss roll drop of the mysterious young girl says courthouse special on it.
Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead.
I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I need of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge.
We have to confirm who's correct. The judge or the Scarface. Scarface, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? So, I have to make a Francisca of Battle emote, right? Someone mentioned her as a sister of battle. I haven't been able to get that out of my head since. September 10th, District Court Hallway. where there's lots of ants.
So, you see anything else? Nope, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Any time, detective. If you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're the new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right?
My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I am Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. Also a bitch. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
Oh boy, you gotta stop saying that, girl.
I see, Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Karma. Wow, wait, what? I bit my tongue.
What the fuck was he trying to say? Yeah. Oh, good God. Are you alright, Your Honor?
Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Ah, that's the trick. Edgeworth is the title.
Oh, very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Oh, coughing. Damn, Napa, why doing me dirty? Oh man, Napa always doing me dirty today. Yes, I've been slain by the Napa voice apparently, didn't expect that. Maintenance worker or police officer looking for change under the vending machine. Little from column A, little from column B. I'm dusting for prints where there might be change. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony.
Yes, what about it, Edgeworth?
I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Someone forgot to tell Officer Ichiban. Oh, forgot to tell the officer that Ichiban already got changed into the vending machine. Yep, I mean, you do what you gotta do.
Alright, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law.
I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I'll need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. First things first, I want to see this damn ants. I want to rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. There's stuff over there, there's stuff here. What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. Big piece of pink trash found on the windowsill of the hallway window made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Yeah, all I see is a piece of garbage.
I feel like you might say that a lot. Clearly from Badger suit. No, no more pink Badger.
But you know, the fact that there's a litter running loose inside the courthouse, it is simply unforgivable.
Why me? It's not like I was the one who littered.
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
What?
Look, Vegeta.
Why am I being beaten?
It's a subscriber.
Bill, thank you for 85 months. Welcome back. How you doing tonight?
What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Oh, that detective. He claims there's not a single ant slipped by him, and yet there's a whole hill of them.
I'm going to be losing HP just investigating, apparently. Hey, Shivlin, how are you? What are you hitting me for? Biking got spooky for a sec there, but I lived? Oh, good.
As a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what's the ants are eating.
From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Alright, Swiss roll crumbs. There's also a handprint down there.
As Edgevar, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
Good God! It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground!
The courthouse must be kept clean.
I think I just got whipped like 5 times in one conversation. Hey, Ningwam. Well, to answer your question of how tiny Dummy Francisca is, I think you just saw. Ugh, sorry to hear it, Shivlin. Hope you're feeling better soon. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance.
I cannot believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame.
Hold it! Calm down, Francisca. Now, take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you?
I suppose it could be.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench.
I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician? Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to?
Hire a samurai.
Futon de Fleur, thank you very much for the extremely generous 6969 tip. And just the tip. Cheers, thank you so much. That can go towards paying off the alcohol that will be consumed when I vanish for a cruise next year. Sir, yes, sir. I got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Alright, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints left on the hallway bench. Dark smudge emits the scent of sweet sugar.
And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. I got the handprint. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. He couldn't afford it. Well, he did say he cashed it. The question is, what do you do with the money, and does he still have it on him?
Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard, just like these ants.
The same goes for you, Francisca. Ants are pouring out of the hole in this bench as well. I wonder if the inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants.
Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought.
I'm sorry. Stop hitting me, please.
Hope
so
all the
got
hard
everything
work
under
isn't gonna make
this
them
bit.
too antsy.
Thank you for the bits, Bill. Boo. I can look outside, however, I doubt the killer could have escaped through here.
Of course not. This is the third floor, after all.
It appears the bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out. Yes, and it's also open across the way, so...
Bars? What bars?
Can you not see them from your vantage point? Oh, are you too short? Probably gotta use me as a stepping stool. I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. It's open across the way, makes me wonder. Oh goody, there's a cactus and I hurt myself on it.
What is the matter?
I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
And yet, I can't help but feel like she just threatened us. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Potted cactus sitting on the hallway windowsill.
Its
needles are
got the health
dangerous.
bar from being whipped too hard at a young age.
Thank you for the bits, Bill. I believe it. You're getting beaten a lot in this.
Well then, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related.
Me too. I'm going to assume that it caught and tore off something. This pink rubbery substance, I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon.
I suppose that is possible.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend the windowsill cactus.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes.
Alright, I've never seen a pink balloon around. Yes, we have. Found a windowsill of hallway window. Anything else to look at here? I really want to look at the fact that there's an open window on the other side, but they didn't have anything to say about that. Alright, let's talk to Mr. Nappa. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
I'm not giving one? Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after?
Oh. I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. I am so sorry, guy. So sorry. Let's talk about the time of the murder.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window.
Oh. So he probably says that Gumshoe wasn't in the hall because he looked from the window across and didn't see him, but he was sitting on the bench at the time, which would have put him under that view.
That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe is it, while he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Hey, Razor, I see you on the YouTube side.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Oh, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Oh, shit.
Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh?
I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there.
You can. I'm looking at it right now. Don't hit me.
I demand that you show me this view at once.
I suspect your height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all we're going to find out from His Honor. Just like the YouTube player over Twitch's. I mean, to be fair, it is also technically higher quality over there in my output. But no emotes or anything. But, you know, pausing things. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good player over there.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Any time, Mr. Edgeworth, any time. The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear they're known to hand down very fair verdicts. Mr. Bat. Oh, actually, I'm gonna check the vending machine. What's $5 actually? Is there anything $5 on here?
It appears this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
Few sweet items are for sale. Oh, Swiss rolls are $6. Who do we know who had a $5 bonus? And who do we know who asked us for change for $1? So, I'm guessing she helped out Gumshoe, and that's probably why she came and gave us a foot up the ass for basically arresting him. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Seeing the judge with legs is weird. He can move!
Don't be a jock in court like these beef jocks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7.
Francisca, no. No.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. For $6. They're awfully overpriced.
The lineup is simply awful, period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if the Swiss rolls the little girl dropped this from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself. Nothing unusual? Nothing. Well, let's look at this is the important one, I think, $6. Yes, a cup of milk for $7, which is bad enough on its own until you say defendant's fresh milk, and then just, oh boy, that goes places.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. The end of what?
Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess? Oh, god damn it. Yeah, she beat me on one of those, Ningwam. It was right at a point where it was like, I need to take a drink in case she... And she went off before I could get my drink.
You cannot eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh?
I wouldn't mind if you want to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all.
We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together.
If I have to split it with you, then I do not want it.
Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean?
I bet it means the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now.
No, I think it might mean this is milked right here from the various defendants.
As Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious.
Of course not.
Yeah.
These milk CLC lewd.
Oh, thank you for the bits, Bill. These milk from these nuts. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence?
Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long.
Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. It looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne.
What a pathetic slogan. No presence at all. No, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs.
Objection!
Overruled.
I think I missed my crazy Yatagarasu I want to steal virtually everything but not actually steal anything sidekick. She hurt me less. Physically and psychically. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. I see.
Objection!
As Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun?
Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name?
Even a foolish fool can understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad and now I am utterly famished.
If you wanted a pack of these, all you have to do was ask like a normal person. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you.
It sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge.
Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day.
Well, I mean, we got the, main thing is we got the vending machine itself. Okie doke.
Look for
Let's check the drinks.
subscriber.
Eric, thank you for 66 months. Welcome back. Much appreciated. How you doing? Swiss roll better be the size of my head at $6. No kidding.
I suppose not. Maybe I should check somewhere else. Nothing else going on here.
Alright, Mr. Bad.
Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about.
How about doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess.
Get in the way of the investigation.
I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority.
Let's talk about Detective Gumshoe.
So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here?
Welcome to Radio
Faraday.
Zero.
The guy was just accused, you know.
Itsy Jerry, welcome.
I just knew something was going to happen. My detective's instinct told me.
A lot of good it did you. You could not even protect one lone prosecutor with it. Also, didn't you fail to protect another person not that long ago?
Hold it! Francisca, I think you need to apologize.
I am sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue.
Man, that was an intense look.
There's the phone on the first floor. Called the precinct. Told him to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up.
A channel on Discord is perfect or acceptable for a quick vent. Probably general. Be wary of what you're venting. Yeah, spoiler tag if you gotta.
And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad?
Yep. Waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, came up these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad. And he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So choice to have. All I had to do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside.
Really? That casts some questionable light on her.
And around that time, around what time did all that take place?
Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After getting the big lug his assignment, we never left the hallway, not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
When the guards out on this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't.
If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to?
That is simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2 just as I suspected.
You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem I am still missing some key pieces of information.
No, I'm pretty sure he just sat down.
Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not?
Yep. Heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. Not you, but you know you.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall. I raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yep. I guess it does, little miss. I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
Oh, bad with the dodge.
You wave that thing around anymore. I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You would not dare. Just joking.
Detective Bad is really something if you make Francisca behave.
Are we about done?
Is there anything else I should ask him about? Let's see. Well, I might as well ask about anything, really. Let's see. The place he heard the gunshots, so he would have been defendant lobby number 1, the time he heard the gunshots. I'm curious what you mean by the situation around the gunshot. Also, if it really took him less than a minute to get there and he found Gumshoe in the hallway, it's pretty unlikely that Gumshoe successfully murdered those guys and staged them and got back out there in less than a minute. I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshot.
Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. I have nothing else to add.
Well, his testimony certainly corroborates with what Ms. Yu said.
As you already asked him about that, remember?
I suppose I should ask about something else. Alright, time he heard the gunshot. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot.
Around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him or he'd be late. And as I thought that, bang, sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums.
So I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Okay, that got us something.
Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of the door doing nothing.
I get the sense he's somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather that he is keeping us under surveillance. Well, to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a little bit longer?
I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine then, be obstinate. Be able to just do as we please. Come on, Miles.
You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation?
Do as you like.
I don't have anything I can... Nah, probably nothing to present to him. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more.
Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue?
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. I don't know, that $5 bill back there makes me wonder. Poor Gumshoe. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
I guess we know all the players in the case then, huh?
It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling we're missing something. I suspect the what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. Judges for justice.
He is making a most ridiculous looking face.
Yeah, gunshot victim would have still been alive, right? Because Rel was alive for a little bit after being shot. That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose.
I suppose, but to Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course. At any rate, the poster seems to be of no use to us right now. There are no signs the fire extinguisher was used in the crime.
If
You could already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it?
Francisco, let's not try to rush absolute genius. Is that what we are? Well, actually, talk to her and all. Let's see. Actually, popping up in the brain pan. So that's the lobby number 2 window. The scent of flowers is in the air. Yeah, okay. The vending machine. A few sweet items, Swiss rolls. I wonder if I can connect the vending machine together like the Swiss roll came from the vending machine, or if that'll be irrelevant yet. I suspect I'm going to want to connect something Alright, so we're putting those two together. Yes, young Judges Ningwam. So very young. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? I mean, it literally said that in the description of it, but...
A Swiss roll? Why would the court have still a thing like that?
We already covered that too, girl. It may not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there.
The vending machine? Oh, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of its ease. 2 for $6? Talk about expensive.
Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now.
Naturally. After all, I am here, aren't I?
Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. Oh my god. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Updated fingerprints.
How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable.
Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts.
A contradiction? Where?
I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. So, $6 Swiss rolls, and the fact that that man only had a $5 bonus. Eureka! About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage.
Just how poor is that guy?
Very. If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow.
Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Swiss roll data has been updated. What's really suspicious is how could he afford the Swiss roll on his salary? He used his entire bonus towards it. Not even for it, just towards it. It wasn't enough. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here.
Well, I do too.
Alright, Francisco, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to?
Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead.
It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first, we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony.
September 10th, 5:15 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3.
Oh man, when you looked at forensics, don't know why it made you remember the Ghost Trick Panic Dance guy. Oh my god. It's the same sort of colors, right, in the hat. That guy was hilarious. Your Honor, if I may, I would like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
What, do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that.
Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor Editor, oh my god, that's not even gonna try to read that Napa voice that fast. Napa doesn't talk fast. You bit your tongue again, didn't you? Ahem. As a defender of the law, I can never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. What I saw at recess.
During the recess, I went to the restroom. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway.
The hallway can see into the bathroom. A little creepy.
As I entered, I saw a detective buying something from the vending machines. When I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh. Nope, can't do that. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. What I saw at recess. Let's see, what do we have available? The stuff that's most relevant is the fingerprints. Because that'll imply that he sat down. Okay, we have nothing about the window itself that we can use. So it probably really just comes down to the fingerprints. I don't think there's anything else relevant at the moment. Window on the hallway side, can see into the hallway. Detective buying something from the vending machines. Gonna press there just in case it gives us any sort of an opening. Are you sure the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of a hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous. My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly his eyes are not the only things that have gone fuzzy.
Allow me to say with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw.
About to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. I'm gonna press it just in case it's one of those ones where I need to press before I actually present the evidence, but I'm pretty sure this is where we just have the evidence. He disappeared? Oh, Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines?
Why, yes. Yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. Just as I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. The detective must have gone into the crime scene. Alarm number 2 at that point.
So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? So... Okay, I'm gonna press on this just in case. Figure out which one we actually specifically want to present the evidence at. Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm.
No, I am perfectly calm.
You're being anything but perfectly calm.
It appears His Honor could not have been mistaken in what he saw.
I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Francisca, why do you suppose our lines of sight are so different?
If you're referring to my height?
Can you hold the whip still for just a second? Now about His Honor's testimony, I believe his line of sight to be an important factor.
If it's that important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already?
I will, but there's one more thing I need to do if I'm to correct His Honor's testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. Yeah, went to the bathroom. Was seen in the hallway, saw him buying something. When I'm about to exit the courtroom, he completely disappeared. I'm going to try presenting the handprint at this point because he says he's disappeared. I say he's just sitting. Wait, just movements. Is there any other... Nothing as testimony. No, he never even mentioned that he ate anything. Okay, so it's just... That's what we got.
Objection! What was the finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone's giving testimony?
If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth,
It's one thing to be passionate about your job as this is real life.
this is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well, that's good. Who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty.
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we've not yet established that his actions are related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. It's a pack of two. He must have given the second one to, he gave the second one to the little girl. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
It is indeed. The windows in the hallway were built rather high up in the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of the window. Yep. I knew that was coming. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then,
It seems you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
what?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it.
Is there something of value you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now.
Oh my god. Hang on while I change my testimony. Excuse me a minute.
Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he would just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? What I saw, part 2.
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the courtroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
And the timing of it, As this is in the past, I will guess this is one of the reasons he accepts so many retakes on testimonies in his... Our first case has made us subject to various things that carry forward. Also, poor us being stuck with this judge forever.
How is that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time?
Hakari, before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. I'm sorry. Honestly, I thought the sound was just a noise popper until just now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that.
By the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? Could have sworn I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
The most critical point in his argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? And whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. What I saw, part 2. Alright, well, let's just press on everything and see. Actually, what do we have available? We're going to talk about timing. I think our only... Popper. Balloon piece. Okay, so we have something else that would have made a loud bang near him. For it to sound like a popper. I mean, like a party popper is reasonably loudish. Yeah, series has played loose with gun volume a bit, yeah. My assumption is one of the things that was heard is going to turn out to be the balloon popping because of the cactus. Hold it! So let's press and hear things out. In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony?
Hold on there. I just said it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. You know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on the bench, do you?
Ooh, fair.
Well, you've proven it's possible the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left.
He's right. I have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on the bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. And this judge, I mustn't underestimate him. I don't think my feet are going to enjoy standing for the full 4 hours today, so give me one moment to drop my desk a few notches here. There we go. I've stood here so much I've unfortunately kind of worn the carpet pad out under my feet. The chair is back. I'm actually seated in the chair. Camera came short for a moment. Alright, let's take a look. Press on this. As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway?
After I called for recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so that should go against Bad's statement of when he heard the gunshot, which was right before we reconvened. Cthulhu stirs in its slumber. Yes, it does. Just as I expected.
What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
All right, if you insist. I looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene.
Okay, so he said he heard the gunshot right before that, or right after that, and the gunshot was right before the trial was about to start, which would have been 20 minutes later than this, so I think we want to use Bad's testimony at this point.
Objection!
You're hot.
Wait.
I cannot allow you to make an objection.
I'm sorry, what? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I can't allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Hey, cats, I've been overruled.
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New prosecutor recommended by Manfred von...
Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite your... Oh, what the...
Damn, she jumped the line. Bite your tongue in the preposterous names. I can't believe she's willing to assault a judge. She whipped the judge. I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca.
Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. Don't tell her that.
Mr. Edgeworth. My ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
No mercy. Yep, equal opportunity whippersnapper.
That can't be.
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang, loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record.
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that is exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified.
Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
It's when you believe that something will begin, and therefore destroy the root cause of it before it can. Just like how, at this moment, I know that Ammy's gonna get up to some shit here at some point, and I am already feeding him to CareLevelZero. That is how you end something before it begins.
Well, to be honest,
Sorry, Amy, love your face.
I did think the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That is true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse.
I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it. That balloon the girl was holding, it explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Oh, who knew? That giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, eyewitness testimony is apparently kind of famously inaccurate.
This is some balloons poppin' monkey business.
Thank you for the bits, Bill. Much appreciated.
What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I'll see to it myself that he is released.
Yeah, the whole science and how bad testimony is. Yep. And there's been a bunch of studies done. Just, you can't even get people to agree on what they saw when you do it in front of a large crowd and then ask them questions like 5 minutes later. The technical term is dog shit. Yes, dog shit accurate. Oh wait, there are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. Morning, Luna. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
Dropping in for a bit before your health checkup? Well, I hope it goes well. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Otherwise, Daddy Von Karma's gonna disown my ass. September 10th, District Courtroom. Or courtroom number 3.
Yeah, what is it now? Is it time for a trial already? Oh, that was fast. Now, I already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
What do you want? I will be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Look, Vegeta.
That might be the wittiest thing he's actually ever said. Brad Fraser, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, but don't ever tell me the viewer count, please. I never want to know it. I intentionally avoid all of that stuff. Thank you for 38 months and welcome back. Yeah, I have all my metrics basically sequestered and shut down. I never want to know what I'm running on a show. Especially not when we're that far below how good we used to be. That's just depressing.
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he's completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
My VIP will object, loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you'll be held indefinitely. Understood?
I got you, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case.
You can't even look me in the eye. While I was on duty. Well, I came down to the courthouse and on Detective Bad's orders. And as soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I had the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. I'll be honest, detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
Ugh, I need to drink more water.
Oh, he's still singing the same tired tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying in this time, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Alright, let's press him on a few things, see what we get. I mean, he technically never actually said that he wasn't... He never actually said that he was not alone. He was told to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. He's in the hallway the whole time. I'm gonna press on this, I mean... It shouldn't technically be wrong. You claim to have been in the hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Now, of course it did something. I got at the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. And what exactly does guarding the door entail?
Well, to put it simply... No, I know why it was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
Yeah, you got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from the door, just like I was ordered not to.
Yeah. Damn, you're getting the stare down from everybody.
Oh, why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we're all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity.
Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
Yeah. I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Didn't take a single step away from lobby number 2 door. Okay. Well, I believe... Do we have the... Okay, we don't actually have the judge's testimony, which is that he saw him in the vending machine. So I guess we'll just go with the fingerprints.
Objection!
I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere?
Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench?
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that.
Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate slovenly pig.
I promise to clean it up later, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't even move a single step from in front of the door? If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Nah.
Furthermore, if you did not move a single step from in front of the door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands?
No.
It appears that Francisco's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
No, right. I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought it back for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna go down for murder instead.
Unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine.
Nah, okay. I'm sorry for lying. But it's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
No, of course not. I got nothing else to hide, pal.
Objection!
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Remind me again, pal.
The vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
Yeah, I told you, I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in the hallway with me. So there's no one who could help me buy it. Alright, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you?
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do?
Of course I do.
What the hell?
What proof do I have? There's someone else in the hallway? I'm gonna go with the balloon. I'm assuming the pack of two, that's not like... No, there's two in there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go for the balloon piece.
Take that!
What the heck is that? I think you didn't really have anything. You prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. Yeah, you should stop, you know. Oh, no, I guess it's not. I mean, it wasn't his balloon.
I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective.
Yes, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective?
I have no intention of falling for his lie because there was definitely a second person. Because if he was truly alone all the time, then that piece of evidence should not exist. Okay, well, I wonder if we're meant to make the leap that there is only one place that sells these. Because that's the only other thing that comes to mind. If it's not the fact that there was, you know, we found Balloon there, and the timing of it would have been when he was in the hall, and the only other thing I can think of is the Swiss roll. So let's assume for a moment, I guess that's the only vending machine in the entire place that sells this?
Take that! Hey, you showed it to me not 2 seconds ago, pal.
I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief!
But I would never do such a thing.
All you lions are the same, you start out as thieves. Under arrest, pal.
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective?
Oh.
This particular Swiss roll, it's weird that they say it's a pack of 2, but they're both clearly packaged individually, right? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone.
Oh.
There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. And then you gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you?
No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them.
Are you gonna boot me up the... No. Oh, that was smooth. That is smooth. It would appear that we've caught you at last.
This music is so Disgaea right now. Like, intensely Disgaea. Hey, don't do anything bad to that girl.
It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name and it's K.
K what?
K Faraday.
Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? Oh, you poor adorable orphan.
I'm not a you, I'm K.
K. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy?
I guess she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
About the good nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Okay.
It appears I'll need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Rar. Well, this is escalating. I'm gonna save.
She's already on her way to becoming Batwoman, right? She's getting the combat side down first, sneaking around and beating people. Now then, Kay. And, okay, apparently she's just feral because she's hissing at me.
She is like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should feed her something.
Ah, yes. Let's start with lead. We'll feed her lead.
Shit, I legitimately want to know what happens if I try to pull a gun on this. Will it just give me something very generic, or will someone try to stop me from pulling a gun on the small child? And there's really only one way to find out.
Take that!
She's hissing. She swatted it back at me.
Rar. I demand you do something to calm her down this instant.
Well, I tried to use a gun, goddammit. Okay, fine. This was wrong. I had to know.
Take that!
Okay, I promise to give you this if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll.
It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Ew. Oh my. Has no one told her? Has no one told her? Your father, he's...
Don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking about how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him.
Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Oh god, no, it's gonna be horrible. Yep, it's horrible. Hey, Circular, how's it going? Sure, you know what? I'll take that. You know, there are a lot of quotes in Quotebot that seem to have to do with violence towards children. It's alright, let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now to have this happen right in front of me. And this child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
How's Edgeworth? What sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Oh, poor girl. Not the cravat! That's terrible. Ruined for all time. Honk. No, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now, thanks. I think I just died inside. Okay, are you going to be alright? Yeah, I'm already alright. Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not gonna push it. The VIP dying inside voice is amazing. I don't even know that I could reproduce that sound. I think I was actually dying inside a little bit, that poor cravat. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers, and you're pretty strange. She should be crying Gumshoe's shoulders. She was trying to be a bro. He was.
You're a good kid, ain't you, Kay? Yeah, always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still gonna keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay.
And you're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify you didn't cry, just for you.
Thank you very much, lady.
It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth, that's all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. She has sympathy? This is news to me. Let's talk about your father. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Oh boy. Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, hmm? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh? I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. I've been working really hard. I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
She has a book of promises. A promise notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking your notebook, this incredibly important thing between you and your father who just died, and I'm just gonna give it to the court for a while, so you can have this back later.
Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
Well, she did, just not the one we thought. I'm gonna try. Okay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too, right? Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy. Yeah, I like Kay.
What is with the two of them?
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too.
Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted the detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy's not a bad man, okay?
Don't beat the elderly up. Francisca's doing that enough already. That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? I want to talk about Swiss rolls first, though. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had, but it still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks so much for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with the $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why... Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
You think I mind you, you're the only one already under arrest.
Oh.
I sense the K is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Let's talk about Gumshoe. Yeah, it does seem Gumshoe used all the money he had to help a little girl.
So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier?
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways. That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it.
Oh, which means... We've now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right?
You got me. I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later, where he can't be defended by a little girl.
Sorry about your ruffly thing.
Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
Oh, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger.
Alright then, I'm not giving this to you, I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Whatever I play next, I'm hoping it's a little bit less relentless on my voice.
Holy crap, I haven't stopped talking for like 2 hours. Now then, Detective Gumshoe.
Uh-oh.
I believe it is now crystal clear. No, at least you don't have old bag. That you were with little K in the hallway.
Oh.
I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Miles Edgever, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still have not offered an explanation for why the man would lie to us. That's... well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Dang, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Ah, so that's why. So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you cannot explain that, then you cannot call this a perfect investigation. Was she allowed in to see her dad? His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Oh, I need actual evidence. Lying on account of K. Lying on account of K specifically? I'm not entirely sure what they're going for with this. Oh, 10 a.m., so that would be... Ohayou gozaimasu, Gosama-san. How are you doing today? This morning? Tomorrow morning for me. It's still Tuesday here. Oh, okay, I'm trying to think. Why is he lying on account of K? I don't have any evidence that she... My assumption would have been that she went in to talk to her dad when, you know, they weren't supposed to be bothered by anyone. I mean, we have the balloon piece, but I don't have anything else that specifically... Can I actually look in this? What do we got? Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Okay. Nothing too big there. Oh, well, enjoy your breakfast. I was up early enough to catch the very end of yours yesterday. And then today I was like, oh, maybe I can catch it this time. And then I got back from coffee and you'd like just finished. Like, ah. Just missed it. Oh, have a good lurk, Mecha. Awake and unhappy. Oh, sorry to hear it. Okay. I'm not really actually sure what they're going for here. But the only thing I can think of is, I mean, she made a loud noise. That's like it. There's nothing else here that specifically says to me that she had a reason to lie for her.
Take that!
Either that or I just want to keep throwing this balloon at people. Nope, that's definitely not it then. What are you showing me that for? It doesn't seem to add anything to the conversation.
I don't get what you're trying to say with that. You just like showing it off.
I do actually like showing the balloon off, apparently. I keep using it. Are you gonna give that to me, mister?
Yeah, no. I don't feel the court needs to enter that into the court record at this time.
Well...
What is wrong with everyone? Why are they all teasing me all of a sudden? Although it's possible that perhaps I made a mistake, and that's why. Back to the topic at hand. Detective Gumshoe lied for Kay's sake, and I know I hold the evidence which shows the reason why. Which piece of evidence proves that he was lying on account? Let me reread her promises. Is it never take things from a stranger then? Because she took the money from him? That doesn't... I could see that being the leap. But it's hard to justify this dude was risking going to prison and refusing to talk about anything for simple things like that. But then again, it is Ace Attorney. Weirder things have been done. Thanks for catching it, even if it was the end of the stream. I will try to catch it earlier next time. I'm usually up fairly early here. Alright, I'm gonna gamble on this. Because technically, if he was a stranger, she took money from him and she wasn't supposed to, and he was lying so that she wouldn't have to admit that she broke a promise.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook? How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. The dude was going to go to prison for murder. For... Sometimes I need to realign my sense of what these people are willing to do, because it's so fantastical that I just don't even consider it. Aren't they foolishly foolish fools full of a foolish reason for a fool? Yes.
Yeah.
Kami, you lied because of me, didn't you? Back after Japanese class? Hey, how are you doing, Sione? Konbanwa, Sione-san. Let me think. Let's go with... 日本語の授業は楽しいですか? I'm desperately racking my brain for like, what can I make that's a decent sentence with what I've got available? And the answer is, not much. Sugoi. Tensai. What? The only Tensai I know is Genius, which I'm definitely not. Talking like there's a punishment for lying. Fair. Yes, I can read hiragana, katakana. I'm working through my kanji. I went to Tokyo for 2 months earlier this year, and I had been studying a little bit just on and off over the years, but that trip, I started studying like 6-8 hours every day. Absolutely loved it. I would hold up in a nearby Tully's and just work through textbooks for hours. I love it, and I have not been able to study nearly as much since coming back because there's no real opportunity here. There's nothing that I can I can't glance at something and look at a sign and be like, oh, can I make that out? Can I read that? Can I figure that out? I can't look at a menu and have to work out, how do I place this order? What do I want different in the order? What do I want this with? How do I have to present this order? I got none of that here, so it's way harder to study, and I feel like I've slowed down so much since getting home. It makes me super sad. So to get back to actually properly knowing katakana, honestly, the big surprise for me when I went was I'd picked my hiragana back up pretty fast. I had underestimated the increase in prevalence of katakana since my last trip. Like, every menu just had so much katakana on it that I was seeing more use out of that than my hiragana. Have to read books from Kinokuni. I actually, while I was there, AS, I bought the entirety of Yotsuba in Japanese and brought that back with me. That way I could have a little something extra to work on. Not surprised, uses a ton of loanwords. Yes. What threw me big time though was some of the places katakana was getting used, or even not necessarily even katakana, but like. Okay, so the one that threw me the most, and I'm totally interrupting our game here for this, was I did not look at a single menu that used Gohan for rice. What I found on every menu instead was raisu. I was like, wait, but there's a word for... What? I did not know what to make of that. Do you know how to say objection in Japanese original version? I do not. Though Mr. Johnny Cash has been playing the Japanese version of it. Yeah, that was my assumption as well, Sione. It was just very strange to see. Oh, damn. I have the Ari, but I cannot... Man, that is tiny. Tiny kanji in my chat. I cannot read that. It's so small. I have not tried to read kanji in Twitch chat before. It's so tiny. Oh my god. Oh, alright, let me continue with this. Sorry, distracted. Yotsuba's pretty good for that, did the same thing. Oh, I'm glad to hear. I freaking love Yotsuba. And I thought it was I guess I'm still distracted, forgive me. I thought it was really, really interesting that she almost entirely speaks without kanji at all. Interesting way to kind of ascribe certain qualities to her.
Yeah, because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why.
Gummy. At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
I guess it's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay. Spill the goods.
I hit the like, so can you. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Just for it to be fair. I know. It's perfect. It makes total sense for her.
I've been standing guard for a while.
Oh, Gumshoe's absolutely a himbo, yes.
I was getting really hungry and the snack vending machine was taunting me.
But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that was not enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in this machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay, showed up.
Rubik's Cube, long time no see, how you been? Ichiban might be smarter than this. He is definitely smarter than this. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 in coins.
Thought we pulled my $5 and our $1 together.
Oof, recovering from pneumonia. Oof. I hope that goes smoothly.
And we bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Oh, Miss Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
He told me it'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy.
Who knows that Scoffy could be so considerate?
Got it from a con, most likely? Yeah, I'd believe it. Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together?
Yeah, we split the other roll and I ate it right then. Sweet taste of that cake's chocolates. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal.
Anyway, okay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh good, I finally get to throw the balloon at someone again. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped.
It is bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay.
I'm sorry. Oof, in the middle of a tornado warning too? Yikes.
Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away.
Last tornado warning we had, we ended up getting hit with 5 of them. Good lord, stay safe.
It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you could not see it. So just this once, I forgive you.
But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Oh, you little troll.
Wow, you really got me there, pal.
Lost power for 4 days. Woof. We have issues here with our power grid where winter sometimes just wipes power out for a long time for people. Unfortunately, in a fairly good section of the grid, so I haven't had to deal with it. But I've housed some people who've temporarily been without power for a few days. So I thought maybe I could give Gummy this other role. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. Except for the bruising. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? I tried to play this game with English before, but it was too difficult for me. Too many words I don't know. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Especially given all the courtroom terms and things that are involved. It's not exactly day-to-day language. And then on top of that, so many names and things that are basically giant puns. Except in this case, they're going to be English puns. And even I don't get half of them. I've got a few games. My primary game that I want to study is actually through Gravity Days. That is the one I want to run to test for my studying as a game. Eventually working up to one day down the road, Oreshka, the original. Yeah, there you go. Claymore's hitting the freaking button already. The original Oreshka. That is my big goal. We got the sequel here, and I love it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. What was his full name? Ore no shikabane wo kote yuke. I think it's the full Japanese name. Yes, Oreshka mentioned. I have to. Like, that's the goal. That's the one I want to be able to read and share with people. And, yeah. Yes, you can redeem it, but I can't read it yet. That'll take time. Yeah, sure. Oh no, too little, I can't read in there. Oh wait, no, that's the no, okay. That's the written out name. Gotcha. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we've proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty. Which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe was the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It is quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. I don't think I've seen her sprite laughing before. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. But how dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. Miss Callisto, that girl is Mr. Faraday's... I know, so what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? Man, more and more, I feel like she did this. Yes, I usually do game streams. We specialize in stuff that's usually a little bit off the beaten path. So not usually popular stuff, but A lot of RPGs, a lot of games with a lot of reading. Big on narrative games. I used to do the occasional dev stream, but everything I work on these days is NDA'd, and I don't have time to work on my own stuff, really. So that might be changing. I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however... As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Oh, yep, there's the dev list. I'm very, very NDA'd these days. And probably even more so NDA'd since we just got acquired by Behavior. So I don't do a whole lot on my own. For now. I do, however, use Unreal to power chunks of my show. Like my whole intro sequence stuff is built in Unreal, and I occasionally run something more akin to a holo camera, which is run through Unreal as well. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but,
You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Yes, I added a command. I was just in case the Behavior thing came up, because it's not small news. You know? And for a lot of people, this definitely just came out of left field. So, yeah, I figured just something to cover. Yes, I have a job. Yes, I'm still doing Darkest Dungeon 2. Yes, we got acquired. Chris and Tyler will be fielding questions in Discord tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Pacific in the Darkest Dungeon Discord. Yeah, a lot going on. A lot of people, certainly a bit of an understatement. Yeah, I don't think anyone saw it coming. I didn't see it coming. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. Well, the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Should have had a bot system like it. This is, Praise the Sunbot is running on, an old bot system called DeepBot. That I paid for a permanent license on many, many, many years ago. And I'm honestly kind of surprised it still runs. I don't think it really updates anymore, but it's been functional for me for years. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, there's someone's on. I should be correct about that. I've been doing this for 20 years in design. Actually, just earlier, not even 2 weeks ago, I had 20 years. It's been a long time. But I've enjoyed it. Even if I feel like it ages me brutally some days.
Miles, I cannot believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Ankama.
Yeah, right, Ningrum, just dust. Oh no. Down, Tigress. Really like oh god, yes. I've got a few Persona emotes. Which other ones did we have in there? Is that the full... Good god, we have... Oh my goodness, we have even more than I thought. I think that's all of them? Oh, no, you're right, I forgot the blank. I completely forgot the blank. Cool emotes, thank you. I do my own art for emotes. Though their style is a bit scattered because I can't seem to settle on pixel art or not. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation.
So, we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime, lobby number 1. Here to help, Maddie. Thank you. Yes, I completely forgot about the blank. Is that actually an official one, or is that a BTTV one? Okay, that's still a BTTV one. It wasn't good enough. I was never quite pleased with it. September 10th, 5:45 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Well, so this is where she ended up. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? Nice. I like the I like the Eevee with the deal with its shades.
It smells like flowers.
Yep, because the windows are open.
Uncle Bad, is this it?
Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there?
It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff.
No, that's not quite it.
Aw, too bad, but it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Ah. Okay. Smell of flowers. I was wondering, because they specifically called out the smell of flowers at the window before, in the other room. I was wondering if that was going to become important. I wonder if this is related to it then.
Thanks, I'll treasure it always.
Well, those two seem to get along rather well. Oh, the name breaks down into Maddie the Two-Tailed Kitsune. It can be hard to read some of the longer names when they don't have any caps in them.
Oh, here, I've got something else for you.
Yay, thank you, Uncle Bad.
Oh, more Swiss rolls.
Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy.
Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe.
Gummy he was trying to be nice to me because I was, gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me.
Oh god, this poor girl is just, on the verge of tears and stuffing her face with Swiss roll. It's so sad.
I know he didn't kill Daddy.
Don't cry. Everything would be sad if he saw you crying.
I'm not crying.
Okay.
Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too.
Oh, have a good one, Astronomal. Thanks for hanging out so late. Have yourself a good rest and sleep well. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being?
You're not involved in the investigation, so it is for the best if you do.
Oh wow, so many sushi emotes. Ooh, those are really nice. Oh, those are really nice pixel art, actually. Just did the mouse hover for the detail. That's really nice. I'm gonna have to give my wife a sub to your channel just so she can have those.
Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad?
Yep, I guess.
Broken material sushi. Oh god. Oh, what's wrong with those shaders?
You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why?
People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that?
This dude. Oh my god, Mr. Bad. Now that I think about it, CLZ really has people from all over the world considering the time differences. It is pretty crazy. Just the breadth of the community that has formed up, the difference in places, types of people, like, I have no idea why or how it has turned out that way, but it certainly has. It really becomes apparent whenever I do 24-hour marathons, because then I see so many people who I haven't necessarily seen in a while because my schedule changed, their schedule changed. You know, if you cover all 24 hours of a day for one show, you kind of get to see everybody. And then collapse. I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Ms. Yu is looking into. Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go, look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right. Hey, mister.
Yes, what is it?
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. Don't you know it's rude to leave while I'm thinking?
Niche knows no bounds. Well, it does know one bound: popularity. I'm actually, tomorrow I will post the full announcement for what I'm doing with my my big schedule change, because it is the biggest experiment by far that I've ever tried to do with my schedule. But something I am looking forward to with it is turning the on-air period into something that's a little bit more targeted in terms of what we play, a little bit more pre-planned, and that means I can get a little bit more community kind of input before we even lay the season out, which I'm really looking forward to. Also, the timing of what will be the end of my first season is perfect, because it means I get to make Daimyo run the Majima game with me for one night, and then I'm off for a while, during which I can just play Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'll hang out in Discord and play with people, and I won't have to run the show during that, so I can just kind of no-life it for a bit and hang out with everyone.
Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for?
Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay.
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste.
You know what? Just gonna grab a screen cap of him, because it occurs to me he's potential future Hobocast material.
It sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again.
I don't have anything to say to you.
Exactly, the bad.
Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate.
It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it.
Potential cosplay material. Oh man, I'd have to get a duster though and put so many holes in it. Gotta go, it's time for work. Ah, yep, that's fair. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by, Rosoma-san. Have a good day at work, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers. Come by.
I was having a bad time of it myself. I had to think twice and open the window, but that smell's still here.
Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Yeah, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
Oh, I'm sorry, Francisca. Did she just beat you?
Ja, matane.
It is a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff. Chanel number 69.
Wow. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl. You can have it.
I was bought for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as how you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I will take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fear. Oh, okay. Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? Because she is a tsundere. Misused perfume. Perfume given to Bad by you, same perfume as the one spilled in lobby number 1. So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears, just fantastic.
Is that all you want to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating.
Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. Alright, so, let's talk about during the recess. What were they doing in here exactly? Because I feel like whatever happened had to have happened from this room in some fashion. So, you were in this room the entire recess?
Like I said, made a call to the precinct to get the big lug down here.
So, okay, he wasn't here during that.
Other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent. How long did it take you to make the call? Earlier you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu.
Yep, I ran into her in the hallway. Said she wanted to talk to me about something, so I came in here.
Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations?
I guess I am.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've been suspecting her for a while, but I'm fairly certain it was actually her because there's bars on the windows, which really makes me wonder, how do you get from one room to the other? The only other thing I could think of would be making a leap from the freaking men's bathroom, but I don't think it's that close. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case.
You knew?
I also know that today's trial involving the Kodopian Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday and the KG-8 incident.
You already know that much. I guess it'd be alright to tell you.
Okay, well, let's talk about KG-8. Now then, I would like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident.
It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved. You told me the first to hear what I'm about to tell.
Oh my... Oh, I did not see that coming. It's a freaking lollipop. I don't know why I'm surprised. I shouldn't be surprised. I was just about to say, does he know it's not lit? But nope, nope, there we go.
Faraday, you and I, as you already know, we 3 were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring.
And you mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amino Group's secretaries?
That trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yep, that case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amino Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed.
Then what became of the secretary who was arrested?
His name was Colin Deveray. To be honest, guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Deveray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat.
The boss man of the Amino group? You can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amino. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amino being involved with smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU Manikochin was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder... Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him.
That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, CC. I was supposed to protect them both.
Miss Yu did mention that as well. About how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister?
But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap. What kind of trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap.
You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in one gunfight? Nope. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident.
I see.
I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We'd hit a brick wall as far as the law was concerned. And that's where she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu.
Okay, let's talk about your relation to Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu, it was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not?
Yes, Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said.
There's a hole in the neck hole, he's a beast. I know, right? Man, the shots that he avoided.
And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap.
Yeah, maybe you should learn from her.
If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again.
But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct?
Yep, Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. I cracked so many different cases. The result was always the same. Couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring.
Is the ring really that big?
It was in pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. During another trial related to the smuggling ring, Faraday was the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Took to the witness stand. You, she appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them.
Oh, wrong person's voice. That was Edgeworth. My bad.
Yep, you was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time for the same reason.
Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to that same effect. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
It does not matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
Yes, the pocket weasel was... Yep. That was coaching. You're so naive, little girl. Could have stolen this lollipop from you, that's how naive you are.
Dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma?
Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all.
The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman.
You two are still too young, but one day, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, we are dangerously close to 1,000.
But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all.
Alright, relation to Faraday. So, what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well.
I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. Kay, I've known her since the day she was born.
So Edgeworth figured that shit out in the first AA game? He did, but this is before that. He don't know it yet, but he will.
Faraday and I have cracked quite a few cases together.
But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Are you Commissioner Gordon? Is he Batman? He's Batman.
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either.
I sense there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. Let us talk about the Yatagarasu. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me?
What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel.
I agree, which is exactly why I am asking you about the Yatagarasu.
What?
The KG-8 incident and this second KG-8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ. And that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Because either one of you might have been it, so I guess we're gonna wax you. Wax yous both. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miss Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already.
I believe that there must have been some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time.
A reason, huh?
And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel the need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu.
If it'll help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. And now I'll do it intentionally to him.
It still accidentally whipped me anyway.
There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu does not leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever.
I see. So those are the Yatagarasu special traits.
So Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. The Adagarasu has never been caught on tape. Never tries to draw anyone's attention. And would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder.
Yes, when an Edgeworth comes along, you must whip him. Whip him good. Into shape. Oh, not that shape.
That's how I knew the Rel was not the real Yatagarasu right away.
But you cannot use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. The sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodopian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence.
Till now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. Not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it?
That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure.
And just what sort of card is it?
Here, take a look at this article.
Evening, Poet. How's it going? Hope everyone's having a peaceful night. Reasonably peaceful here. I would say it's already been quite the week, despite only being Tuesday, though.
Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. When we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
Oh, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. Appreciate it, Glamour. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you?
Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive.
Yep, Sione, despite only being Tuesday, it has somehow already been quite a week. Hey, Steve Chops, what's up, man? Yeah, the rework is nice and clean. Though there is actually an option for something closer to the original sprites as well. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself. Also, they have arranged music and the original. I'll definitely do so, Poet. I'll keep you up to date. I'll keep this stuff posted in Discord. I've got at least one big announcement to do tomorrow, which I'm at least that one I'm looking forward to. It'll be the launch of a very big experiment, which may or may not work, and if it doesn't, I'm probably dead. But, you know, I have faith. And to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. September 10th, District Court, Courtroom number 3.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Francisco, there is no need to further depress His Honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I have come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. It doesn't work, I'm probably dead. Quickly, CLZ, blink twice if you're in danger. I'm in danger. / Ralph Wiggum. If it fails, I have clones, or I die. I haven't quite finished the whole carbon transfer thing yet. Maybe one day.
Hey.
Your Honor, the evidence.
Hi.
Your Honor,
Oh. You. Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor.
Do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you're in danger, blink once for no and twice for yes. Blinks twice. No and no. He's fine, everyone. Move along.
I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She's busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Still one of my favorite Simpsons gags of all time. My wife has threatened to start a Simpsons jar for me with the frequency with which I quote The Simpsons. And it's not even really intentional, it's just I grew up in that period where it was incredibly popular and I watched so much of it that apparently it has just invaded my lexicon on a permanent basis without my realizing it. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I've placed all the evidence over the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. While I'm doing that, I'll sneak a peek at this evidence. Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on the table.
You know you cannot just walk off with it, right?
Of course I do. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rell in that case if he was still alive. Aw, I was hoping to sneak a peek. Same here, watch Simpsons every evening when having my dinner in our family living room. My daily routine, those bits have ingrained themselves in your brain, right? I don't even think about it. I'll just say something and be like, wait, no, that was also The Simpsons. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial for Mr. Faraday's bag. There's definitely something we haven't seen there before. Looks like a notebook.
It means the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes, finally we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time.
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy matter too.
And why is that?
Yes, I still do not fully understand what today's trial was about.
Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. Oh, they finally called it a crop. Out of curiosity, how's the sense of logic holding up for this game? It's mostly fine. There were a couple of places in the third case that felt like a little bit of a leap. They weren't technically incorrect, but getting to them felt a little stretch. I wouldn't say there's been anything, though, where I've downright been like, no, that makes no sense.
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma.
It is also real to see the knife up close.
God, it looks like a very fancy pen. Case 3M was a bit of a leap, but it wasn't... Yeah, it wasn't wrong, but it's not really... Yeah. It really felt like it framed the question as, why don't these... Or how could these two have potentially not known each other? Which is why I went to the evidence like, okay, well, according to surveillance, he never met up with his daughter. Stuff like that, but they were really just looking for... Tell me it's not even two people. So the framing on that definitely threw me a bit. So we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and what's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right, I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor? At least no meat on the bone? Not yet.
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Matt requested to be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation.
Good to hear, at least overall decent. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think it's been totally fine. The vast majority of it, and it's been solid fun all around. Detective Bad said that.
What a strange stroke of luck.
Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. It might turn out to be Wendy Oldbag in there. We might as well flip through it too. The meat on bone. I think I tried the meat on bone and like on the meat bone, like just I tried at least 2 different ways that seemed like they made sense, and then just no, it's not those things. Damn you, Danganronpa. I love you, but damn you. That's something I need to do actually is edit down my Danganronpa V3 VODs and get those up, because then I'll have at least all 3 games up. I uploaded game 1 like 8 years ago. I want Resident Evil inspected every suspicious looking everything. Alright, well, let's just start with you. I took a quick look through the documents before the trial started.
Well, I was not even afforded the opportunity to skim it.
I suppose I should explain it to you then.
Yes, you should. Perfectly, and in its entirety, if you please.
On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. He looks like... that dude belongs in the Spy X family, right? Like, it's not just me. He has that look of that style. Will I put the Ace Attorney ones on YouTube? I should still have them, so that is definitely a thing I could look into doing. I have to finish getting all of the, I want to get all of 13 Sentinels up properly before I move on to anything else, just because we have a couple of edited VODs and then, like, a bunch of not edited VODs, but not even the complete series on YouTube. It's still, like, 3/4 of it. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart.
Holy shit, someone hit me in the heart. Yep, that's pretty shocking.
Mackerel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
A simpleton of a man, that is what he was.
Shot to the heart, but who's to blame?
Mackerel, we have it on camera.
He gives stealth a bad name. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. L was caught in the act on film by a security camera.
He was an even bigger simpleton than I had thought. I cannot believe he did not notice a security camera.
The Cadopian Embassy's security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
So the footage included sound, I do not think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Me neither. This gun, it was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
And then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. Okay, so just had a bit of a moment of, like, the game coming into reality, as an ant was scurrying across my monitor. Gumshoe made a hell of a mess, apparently. Now I'm paying for it. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Ant was the killer all along? God damn it! Who knew? That's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Don't eat in front of the computer. I don't. I hate eating at my desk. Swiss roll spilling out of your monitor. Make it stop! I don't need ants in here. I was so happy I got through summer this year without any. Alright, now the important thing. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rel convicted down in here.
I collected the evidence I need to prove that Rel was the killer. Between the handgun Rel had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rel was the killer in the case. Funny coincidence, just had an ant in your bathroom. I love your bathroom. Ah, so annoying. What's the wrong use for riding crop? She keeps beating us and Gumshoe and even the judge with it. She tried to be bad with it, but he actually dodged it. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video, and I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rel is not the real Yatagarasu. And it would also appear that he had proof that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. And apparently he also had very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim that Rel may have made about being the real Yatagarasu.
Well, he had a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy murder.
This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Mr. Faraday wrote his strategy for winning in here. We should probably get a real read, yes. Remember me and my family going to a vacation house we went to every year? Here we opened the door and greeted by the entire Chinese dynasty of ants. Oh my god. We went up north to a cottage we had growing up one year, and apparently we picked the worst time. Because not only was there just unbelievable amounts of ants, fortunately the ants were not inside the cottage, but like the outside was just insane. We couldn't go outside. And they were a type of flying ones, and they were using a slightly tilted tree nearby, and just like the whole trunk was this swarming black mass that was just crawling up it and flying away endlessly. I have no idea how many there were using the thing as a goddamn launch pad, but it was hours before they had all dispersed, and God only knows where they went. Which is almost as good as the time that we had to set the entire place on fire, right? We had to remove the refrigerator briefly once. And we pulled it out, and we looked behind it. And I don't know any way to describe this other than the biggest goddamn spider I have ever seen was just sprawled across the wall behind the fridge. And when I say the biggest goddamn spider I've ever seen, we looked at it, we considered everything we had on hand with which to kill it, and realized we had absolutely nothing on hand with which we could guarantee effectively killing it. I'm including all the boots and shit we had. It was so big that ultimately we put the fridge back and pretended we hadn't seen a fucking thing. Group consensus was, don't piss it off. Did it have a life bar? And Latin music, chanting. Yeah, no, we just pretended that never happened and put it back. Oh, hello, this must be the Yatagarasu key you referred to.
Look, there's a picture stuck between the pages here.
That's interesting. Pattern looks vaguely familiar-ish. It appears to be a key.
And there's a ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
Sorry, poet. Don't worry, I'm done. Escadrille. No. When I say cottage country, we were like way out. There's nothing out there. The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bad said something earlier. Oops, sorry, I keep smacking my mic.
Determined by this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. The sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy, the Yatagarasu.
Just imagine Sealzy and his friends, Elden Ring co-op partners fighting one of the giant ants. Oh god. Nope, I think it's more a case of me and my co-op partners took one look, activated stealth mode, and just crawled away. Sounds like a... Oh my god, okay, anyone who doesn't want to hear anything about spiders, close your ears for the next just 10 seconds while I read this. Sounds like a friend of mine's first experience with Oz a few years back. Nothing like a panic text at 2 a.m. because a spider was wearing her shoes. Oh, that's gonna be a no for me, dog. That is such a visual, too. And this is why I'll never go to Australia, because I won't be able to handle that. Australia, where everything and anything is out to kill you. Neil Degaris, who sent the evidence? Didn't enjoy the follow-up photo I got. Oh, no.
Up until now, the Yatagarasu have always publicized any corrupt dealings through the mass media. Not this time. The evidence this time, something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
Not nearly as scary as your story. Not nearly as scary as your story. We had a hand-sized spider in the house. We tried killing it by taking it out of the front and stomping it. Then I went to look at the... Oh god, that's a two-part story. I'll wait for the rest to show up. Which does remind me, I have one other absolute horror story that I can share. Oh, I'm trying to remember what the thing is called. Oh yes, that's it. I don't recommend
Faraday?
Googling this.
More like Faraday.
Sorry. Later I went to look at the carcass and found his corpse is missing but a pile of feathers in its place. What the shit? I'm hoping that just means a bird took it. Not that it ate the fucking bird and left. Faraday, more like Nearaday. Bomb bomb. Thank you for the bits, Bill. Okay, so I do we're convinced a bird swooped down and the spider killed it, now rests, recovering for revenge. Okay. I got one other horror story I'm gonna share. I apologize to the YouTube VOD because interruptions tonight, but you know. Is anyone here familiar with a tarantula hawk wasp? These things are not small. Let's just go with that. They're big enough to fit in your hand in an unpleasant way. So, one day, my old apartment up on the second story, it's an outside access one, you know, walk along a walkway, go inside. I'm coming home and unlock the door, start opening the door to walk in, and my wife has a very, very severe phobia of things that buzz, you know, like bees, wasps, super bad phobia. And her office at the time, she had her stuff basically set up in our kitchen just inside to the left of the front door. And I'm opening the door, and as I'm opening the door, I look down, and there is a fucking tarantula hawk on the door, just hanging out. So I immediately slam the door shut and just start kicking the fucking thing against the door. And my poor wife, all she sees is like door starts opening as I'm coming home, and all of a sudden door slams and just bam, 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 over and over again. I kicked that thing until it fell off the door onto the concrete, stomped on it repeatedly. It was still moving. Stomped it some more, kicked it over the balcony side. went in, told her what happened, went back out, went down, and found it amongst the rocks, where it was still very much alive, and kicking, and unhappy. At which point I took a rock and I fucking dismembered it. And even that took work. Come to find out later exactly what the thing is after photographing the remains and looking it up, and apparently it's rated for... Apparently their sting is so intensely painful that the recommended response to being stung is to lay down and scream so you don't injure yourself. Yeah, sure, just hanging out on my fucking door. Love it. Texas. Yeah, that was horrifying. And apparently those things are incredibly hardy. Oh, Spider Story from
That
Z3.
thing's essentially a real-life Vespoid. There's a specific YouTube video of a guy getting purposely stung to feel how bad it is.
Yep. Yep, it's pure collapse from what I gather. It just takes you out. Spider Story, short one. Gardening with trimming scissors in the hands. See spider use scissors. Two halves scurry off in opposite directions. My God, what? No, why? Oh, good God. Just read up on them now. Said that's some of the most painful stings in the world. Yeah, they're insane, apparently. Sets house on fire, but seals the allure still inside. We have to make sacrifices for the greater good. I'm just glad that thing did not get inside. Oh man, honestly, Circular, if I had known what it was at the time, I might have just run away screaming. I did not know what it
Worst
was.
for
I
me
just
is
started
thinking
swinging.
There's a mosquito in the tent, and turns out it was a flying G.
Oh, good lord. No thanks, Bill. Thank you for the bits. Oh, no. Alright, let's get back to the game now that we've all horrified each other wonderfully. Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret key safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yadagarzu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Alright, a photo of the key. It has a rather unusual shape. And that's odd. What is it? Yes, it... See, it does have the same... pattern. Like the butterflies on it. Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. That's some DD Spider Boss. The weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member was the gun. And if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious it was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell? That is the only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. The greatest heroes know not the evil they've purged from this plane of existence. I feel like a space marine. Which is a really, really fun game, incidentally. I'm almost sad I didn't stream Space Marine 2, but like, it's really, really fun. Co-op's been a blast. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Do you want to get a Space Marine 2, but it's like 80 Canadian? Yeah, and that's like for the base version of it, right? There's technically, or at least pre-launch, there were like 3 editions. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do humans suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? I guess the killer brought it. I need to think carefully here. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. I think we're given the knife like this, or like this, yeah. Yeah, see, it's got the same butterfly pattern. Oh, I can't actually look closer at that. That's unfortunate. I really want to look at the base of the handle. I'm curious if there's like a mechanism at play here. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer. Imagine getting to show off your first introduction to the other enemy faction. We played while the servers were having some issues. We ended up doing an entire mission in which no one tried to attack us at all, and everything was intensely delayed. And I'm really, really super curious now how they actually do their server setup, because when I say everything was delayed, I don't just mean like, you know, if there's server lag, I expect shoot a guy in the head and a moment later, head blows up. Takes time, right? That makes sense. That's server polling. Sure, it's lagging. What was absolutely bizarre, though, is that even grenades thrown in the air would travel in these just short little 1-second increments and then freeze for another 1 or 2 seconds. And just travel incredibly slowly to their destination. I've never seen that happen through lag before. It really makes me curious about their setup. SM2 is great in a team, solo on vet is basically masochism. I mean, we did an entire veteran mission without taking any damage. Because nothing fought back. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. In order to solve this mystery, I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miss Edgeworth, can I take the facts you have yet to answer me? It means you don't have an answer for me.
Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca.
But then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. Through this piece of evidence that it was brought into the courthouse. I'm pretty sure it's tied to this then. It hasn't been seen, but it's definitely related to that.
Take that!
And thank you for the bits, Bill. AI still needs a lot of work, imagining 3 times the amount of special killing. Yeah, I have a good team, fortunately. I have a very good team, actually, in Reaper and Banhammer. This Yatagara's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. Knife hidden in the Swiss roll? Oh, well, that's gonna suck when you bite into it.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? Knife in the prosecutor's badge? Ha! The Swiss on the roll. No! God help us, no! Swiss Army roll.
Oh, they do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both the Yatagara's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagara's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say?
It appears you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these 2 pieces are, in fact, one and the same.
That is impossible.
Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate the possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. Seeing this key makes me hungry for a corn dog. See, that's what I was really curious about, is like, you could see the vaguest hint of that.
I cannot believe it turned into a key. The things ever such attract to the
One of
thing.
us, by force or by choice. It's basically a switchblade. That's a pretty cool design. Bill, thank you for the 6-month sub to Moobot. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Incidentally, I don't know if you heard, Bill, we got high enough that we not only broke my suffering goal, joke one, I think we unlocked 2 more emote slots past that, and like 1 or 2 more animated emote slots. And I agreed to stream Hildebrand, because we got up as high as we did. I've run out of suffering goals. Oh, you were there for that? Okay, right.
I was there that night, well.
You and a few other people instrumental in ruining everything. So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Alright, a photograph of the key the Yatagarasu sent that turns into a knife.
Frankly, I am shocked. Shocked. Don't shock her. It's not good.
Is there a chance for Zaki-Zero Daimyo in the future? I'm kind of thinking probably not. I don't know. He and I have to have a talk about long games because we're 20 freaking episodes into Persona 3 Reload and still not done. It's taking us forever to get through things. Might want to switch off long stuff for a bit. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
That is true. Then only someone who knows about the key to knife's trick could have killed Mr. Faraday.
Even among law enforcement, the key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu.
Then maybe Mr. L really was the Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Is that not the one possible scenario?
We blame alcohol and Ken. Those are perfectly fair assumptions, yes. No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. L was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier...
But I question Rel about what was sent along with the white card. Rel had no idea what it was. I see. Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu.
It seems the key is truly the key to solving this case. Yes, they really have no idea. Weapon used to kill Faraday has secret ability to change into key the Yatagarasu sent. That is a... Wait. Holy shit. Was he murdered with a keyblade? That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
The butter knife.
I don't know, if it killed a dude in one hit, it's not the butter knife.
Thank you for the bits. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
The video is showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed?
Gosh, Sora, I think we have to kill this guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you better get right on it. Stab the motherfucker up.
Are you done with your inspection of the evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Faraday got parried. Oh, shit.
Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties? What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not among the evidence you laid out for me.
Huh. I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant lobby number 2. We didn't check the,
You asshole.
Fucking Popo's here. September 10th, 6 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. That's Detective Bad, but who is he with? I have never seen that officer before.
So, did you find it?
No, not yet. I've looked everywhere.
I see. Well then, please continue with the search.
Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't be allowed at crime scenes.
How dare you? Just who do you think you are?
Bitch, please. I'm out.
And what was that all about, and who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, I have never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him? Ooh, Mozu on Kenobi. Mozu really was our only hope.
I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids?
It looks like you're paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
Why is there a Fallout New Vegas dialect portrait of Albert Einstein on the wall? Right? Ah, so the mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now?
Guy came here from the Republic of Shangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch.
By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
Still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy is more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Then he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time. I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Well, yes, the little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well. Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Fine, if this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him.
Oh, will we now?
Is it this one tiny TV?
Tell it to Gumshoe.
Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this and said it is huge compared to his own.
Anything you compare with something he owns will always seem grandiose. Okay, compare anything with his coats. Oh, you could swim in it, small fry.
Speaking of grandiose, I'd say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. Earlier you were in lobby number 1 and now you're here in lobby number 2. You're quite the busy man, Detective Bad.
Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say.
Huh. That's what Lang said later as well. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct?
Yeah, right, Steve? Tiny TV.
I don't have anything left to say to you, boy.
Boy, you'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another.
What did kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Please, we were asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation.
Don't push me, kid.
The time of the murder! I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime.
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do will be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you do not know about, but aren't you supposed to know everything?
He should. Wait, is it possible... Maybe he does know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. Alright, sir, I'd like to show you this wild freaking thing. Oh, I guess I can do it with... Okay, I can do it with the actual knife, I assume. This isn't going to be me attempting to stab him, I'm sure of it. Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph?
Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case.
In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same?
What? That's impossible.
Oh, it looks like he did not know after all.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct?
Guess so.
You killed Detective Bad. Bad ending unlocked. Oh, wait, what? However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife.
Yep, have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And neither of us knew that no one in law enforcement knew either. How I missed something as big as this.
I noticed that since a little while ago you appear to be searching for something. I presume this key is what you were searching for?
Yep, that's right.
And why were you searching for it?
Because I promised Faraday. Promised I'd protect that key with my life. After he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life?
Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more.
Alright. Doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened, nothing will change.
Alright. Testify!
Time of the murder.
Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1.
My answer's still the same. This is the last time I'm gonna do this.
And that's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. And to find the truth behind this case. I have not saved in a bit, I should do that. Oh, we're in the final testimony, so that should be the last bit-ish. I'm definitely going to add a little bit more time to the schedule for this game. Given how much I've heard about Turnabout, the next one, as long as it is, I'm going to hedge my bets and add some more time. Detective Bad's movements.
I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. Heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. We heard it, you and I immediately dashed out of the hallway together. Saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel we have yet to draw out all the information we can. Alright, well we know he left the room for a while, so I want to press on, Hold this! Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me.
Who knows? She just said she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all.
Have a good one, Maddie. Thank you so much for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your night. Or day. Whatever it is, wherever you are. So his answer remains the same as before, I see. Talking about some trivial things. Hold it! Might as well tell me what you're talking about if you can. I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Ms. Yu.
Trivial stuff. Nothing important.
That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then! Alright, gunshot right before Child's about to reconvene, sure. Been going about 2 nights per later case. possibly thereabouts, but given the time, I don't actually think I'll finish this one tonight. I think we might just have to wrap the last bit of it tomorrow and then get into the 5th case. So I'm probably going to keep about 3 days set aside for it. I might actually plot a 4th as a precaution. If he doesn't want to talk about it, it can't be important? Sure, I mean, he's an NPC. If it were important, he'd tell me. Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, that's right. We were halfway through 3 last time. Well, not halfway through. We had like half of the show was 3.
I didn't hear anything, any other strange sounds until the gunshot.
If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder, that would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now.
Sure.
Didn't hear any other strange sounds until the gunshot. Then that means he didn't hear the balloon. If he was here the whole time, he should have heard the balloon.
Objection!
That implies he either wasn't here when it happened, or there's possibly some serious soundproofing. I mean, it could be soundproofed and soundproofed windows, and then the windows on both got opened at some point. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
Pink condom. Same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you know about the gauze balloon?
Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery during the recess, just before we split up. I filled the balloon up for her.
Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So, what about the balloon?
Well, I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point.
What are you getting at?
This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot.
Oh, so the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor said he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene. Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So?
Don't give me a so. We just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony.
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. Since your kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. You ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged?
Aha! So they are soundproofed.
That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, so they are soundproofed, which means at some point, if they're soundproofed enough, a bunch of windows got opened, basically. The window in here, the window in 2, and the window in the hallway had to all be opened at some point. Well, the hallway might have already been open, but if sound wasn't going to get out otherwise, then how would you have heard the gunshot without some open windows?
Doors and walls are super thick. Window panes are double layered. Top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material.
Then you mean...
As I was sitting beside lobby number 1, no way I could have heard that sound.
No.
Fine.
I knew that's what he was going to say.
Since that means that Scarface's testimony is completely useless. If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear any sign of a struggle.
No.
It's also why it's only natural. And I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought that we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around.
the other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot?
What do you mean, how? I just did.
It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words.
Oh, how so?
If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears?
I see what you mean. Guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought.
Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to?
It boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically could not have.
Looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again.
In the state of the crime scene, wait, can it be...
It's that ultra-strong perfume Yui wears. She spilled some of it.
Alright, a window in lobby number 1 was open to allow the perfume Miss Yu spilled to dissipate.
Ah, you're way too noisy.
Lobby number 2's television looks like it was set to an incredibly high volume.
Is a surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
Alright, where the surveillance tape for Mr. Faraday's bag disappear off to? Okay. So, at some point, I'm pretty sure they were watching this. No human can climb through the barred windows. Scent of flowers is in the air. Now, which one do we want specifically? Because I could argue the window is for dissipating the smell, because I'm pretty sure... Actually, I can't tell if that's open there. I always get the impression it was open. Scent of flowers is in the air means it must be open. And I feel like the very loud television and the evidence go together. Alternatively, though, you could say the missing evidence and the window go together because the person can't get through it, but maybe the tape could go out it. Lord, what emote is that, Steve? Oh man, I'm running out of water. Okay. Oh, it specifically says where did it disappear to? So I'm going to say the window on the assumption that the evidence went out the window. Just since they phrased it as, where did it disappear off to? Okay. No, so we are going for the dissipating smell then. Okay. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. Criminal couldn't have made it through, but what about incorporeal thing? That is certainly a way to put it. Yeah, weird phrasing? A ghost killed them! I mean, I'm assuming when they say incorporeal things, they're actually referring to more like sense. I mean, you could arguably, like, poison people with hallucinogenics or stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, when you say incorporeal things, my mind is going to first go to the ghost walked through the bars and then shanked a bitch. Alright. This is now... Alright, so let's see if the missing evidence and the loud TV can go together, because it implies that maybe they were looking at it. No? Okay. There's still more we gotta work out here, though. I'm really not actually sure what the hell they're going for right now, but it's definitely gonna make me do something. They got ghost tricked. Oh no! What have you done, Sissel? Why? Wait, isn't he supposed to be unkilling people? Incorporeal things. I'm really actually not sure what it is they're trying to ask here, because to me none of these things seem specifically connected. Like, the missing evidence is not incorporeal, so I don't feel like it would go with that. It doesn't go with the TV because we already tried, even though it seems like they would go with the TV. And the open window and the loud TV don't seem like they would go together because... I mean... those don't seem like they'd go together either. The missing footage has a gunshot sound. It does. Clear as day. Someone played the video. Oh man, so they were killed long before the windows were opened. That's what they mean by incorporeal. It's a terrible way to put it, but sound. The video was played. Now, what else besides a smell can go... Sorry, incorporeal. There's ghosts in the machine. What else besides a smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. Gunshot could be heard, windows are open, so the gunshot could be heard, but where did it originate from? Okay, there we go. So it's forcing you to put the only two things we have left together, so yeah. They must have played... Someone must have played that. And that's the gunshot everyone heard that drew them in. Which meant people could basically... The murder has happened in a room with soundproofing, and then the person got away. So, reasonable chance that... so that's how it played out. So, my assumption is Miss Yu had already killed them. Gumshoe wasn't in the hall yet. They were killed before he ever showed up. She said, and we caught this earlier, that Faraday had said not to disturb her or anything, which is why she took Bad into lobby number 1. I think she set a lot of this stuff up in advance, intercepted to make sure, basically, the time frame of the murder is what changes everything. It was done long before the hallway was guarded. It was done before Bad ever showed up. Edgeworth uses his brain, best superpower in the Ace Attorney series? Yeah. The murderer is hidden inside the couch. Oh god, he's crushed in a horrible Murphy bed type thing. Oh, terrible fold out. The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. That's why I was trying to check the TV earlier. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again.
It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look.
And where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television.
TV? Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
Alright, defendant lobby number 2. I shall also want to check. I want to look out the window. The window's wide open.
The scent of flowers is being blown in from the outside. I think it softens the heavy air in here somewhat.
The windows in both lobby number 1 and lobby number 2 are opened.
Maybe they were trying to air out the room just like in lobby number 1. Or maybe they sought to ease some of the tension through some fresh air. Is Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell in the same room?
I imagine that... Oh, if Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell in the same room, I imagine the latter to be the case. Was there really a need to open the window just for that? No, that's definitely a setup to make sure that the murdering gunshot would be heard while Yu was in here with Bad giving her an alibi. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside.
Looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end.
This tape, could it not be the missing surveillance tape?
I suppose, but...
Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video?
Sure. Knock yourself out. Okay, then let us rewind this and see what we have. If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be about a 30-minute mark from the start of the tape.
Understood. This should be about right. Now then, let's see.
This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member.
I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along. There we go. The gunshot is especially memorable.
Sound. What's the meaning of this?
It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. I know I'm saying this to an Ace Attorney game, but Forensics Autopsy saying time of death would resolve all this. Oh, it would, but... I guess the question is, how accurate can you get the time of death down? We don't know. We know it was in advance of him showing up, but we don't know how far in advance. I mean, the recess is only... I don't even remember how long the recess is. It might be an hour at most, so... I don't know you're going to get much more accurate than that. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder. You know what the great thing is? That it's time. That is a perfect line, I think, to call tonight on. I found me a cliffhanger. With this, we can figure out the trick behind this double murder. Oh, nope, I'm stopping. I updated the autopsy report, falsifying it. Yay! Wait, what? I feel like that's already happened to us a few times. Thought we were going to go to the end of the main chapter. Nope, it's already 10. I'm not running late because I have not eaten today. I would like to actually get food. So, I'm going to stop it here. That will have to do. I try to make a point of not running over anymore. Especially not as late as it gets if I do. So, not that. I'm going to flip this over. That is all for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out and spending some of your evening here with me. I greatly appreciate your time. There are many things you could be doing with it, but you decided to waste it on me. I appreciate it. I respect your decision-making skills. Clearly, you have taste. So, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central, we will pick this up again, and we will continue on from this point. I will add a little bit more time to the schedule to make sure that we will definitely be getting through this game. I have, to be fair, I don't have anything planned until Metaphor Refantasia, so I don't think we'll have any issues there. If anything, I'm probably going to wind up taking a week off and having a few days of quick play stuff too, so I think we'll be good. So, again though, seriously, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll pick this up again tomorrow. Take care, and this is Zero out. On a cliffhanger.